speaking of which, we've lately been talking about how wargaming are doing. How is wargaming doing overall? And yesterday I tweeted this, which is pretty interesting. I tweeted this. We can open this. This is pretty interesting. Riot Games acquires Wargaming Sydney studio to accelerate the development of live games. So Wargaming Sydney is now Riot Sydney. The studio, known for its expertise in live service games and networking technology, having previously supported development of innovative feature for wargaming products. These are the guys that created Big World, the engine that World of Warships uses, the engine that Wargaming uses. These are the guys that originally created it. That entire development team has been bought out or sold to Riot. So, as far as I understood, Fem was here in the comments, I think. Fem was here in the comments, and she said, when I visited the Sydney office, they were primarily related with tanks, mobile or console, can't remember. They weren't involved with ships at all. So it shouldn't affect World of Warships, but obviously them losing this entire squad is pretty oof. The newly established Riot Sydney will use their considerable expertise to further augment the League of Legends, Valorant and tech teams at Riot. So basically, they are no longer in any way part of wargaming. Happy for them. They're probably pretty happy as well. The studio is one of the largest development studios in Australia and has worked on World of Tanks, World of Warships, and many more titles across consoles and PC. The studio's award-winning tech, Big World technology, was the catalyst for becoming part of Wargaming 2012. So this entire thing is the studio's entire development staff will join Riot Sydney. So, yeah. The publishing team will remain a part of Wargaming. Wonder how long those guys will remain. But the entire development staff that created the engine that the game runs on, they lost that entire studio. They lost that entire studio, the entire development staff, to Riot. So, yeah. Once again, looking at the latest news regarding wargaming and World of Warships in general, it's very hard to see these as positive things. It's very, very hard. In fact, I think it was the old man, Jingles said, because it's almost never a bad sign when a publisher starts merging servers and selling off its development studios. Oh, wait. Yeah, that's, put it quite simply, not a fucking good sign once again. Not a fucking good sign once again. But wargaming also lowers costs, wages, offices, probably a consequence of losing the Russian market. Oh, yeah, I mean, they've been doing a lot more. There hasn't actually been a whole lot of, like, threads or talk about it. But wargaming, the World of Tanks section in NA, actually quite recently sacked a fair few people. As far as I understood, they sacked something like 10 people just a couple of weeks back. I didn't see any thread about it, but, well, I was shared this from a Facebook feed of one of them. Me and basically my entire team are getting sacked in 2 weeks, so if you or anyone you know needs a content manager to manage some damn content, look no further than yours truly. So this is the World of Tanks NA. So they're also suddenly being cut from their job and losing their jobs. So basically, once again, very hard to see this as a very good sign that they're cutting staff, especially development staff. Losing the entire development studio is pretty fucking brutal, man. I mean, the engine will of course stay with Wargaming because it's their engine and obviously they wouldn't sell it off. But then again, I doubt anyone would want the engine from 2002 anymore to like build their game upon. So, but they get a very experienced staff working for them, a very experienced studio. This can be good. Wargaming probably should focus more on World of Tanks and the mobile market. I don't know. It's all predictions at this point. It's all predictions at this point. But obviously, Wargaming Sydney was the studio that developed Big World Engine before acquisition by Wargaming and being transferred into Wargaming Sydney. Yep. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see. It's generally it's hard to see cutting development costs as a very good sign for future development of the game for obvious reasons. Like obvious reasons. Like yeah. But yeah, that's what's happening. They're cutting costs left, right, and center, and they're cutting staff, both in NA and apparently in Australia. I don't know how they're doing in EU, but we'll see. It's a home to over 100 developers. Maybe it won't impact them much. We can hope so. We can hope so. We can hope it won't impact them much. You had problems fighting. You think there will be another dev who might want to pick up World of Warships from Wargaming? Doubt. The problem is with the spaghetti code in the game, you can't just throw another dev at this game. You need people who have experience with it, because this is the same spaghetti code they've been building since 2002. That's how old the Big World engine is. Who the fuck would want to start untangling that spaghetti and trying to make sense of it? Which is why them losing one of the original devs for this engine is kind of oof, because, I mean, the engine is what it is. It's fucking ancient. It's a 20-year-old engine. Like, and it's been tweaked and twisted and upgraded and updated, but ultimately it's probably a shit show to jump into. This isn't just like making an Unreal engine where you can pick any dev anywhere and they know what they're doing. This is like their own fucking thing. They changed the engine for World of Tanks. Yeah, they updated it for World of Tanks, didn't they? They didn't update it for World of Warships, though. At great expense, right? It's like EA devs with Frostbite. Indeed. So what is this? How to play submarines playing against submarines. Oh boy. Okay, what's the public opinion on this great video? Let's see. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah. Good start, good start. What about the comments? No, I prefer to just play something else. Lots of great games on Steam. Subs have been so poorly designed, but at least they look good. Art department carrying as always. Very true. The submarines do not belong in this game. The general opinion on subs is the same as the like-dislike ratio, basically sinking to the bottom. Jesus. They named the GK Go-Go subs. Well, considering the skill floor of those things, I don't think they're as painful to those CVs. How could it be destroyed? Dude. It's a game. It's World War II, for crying out loud. An aircraft carrier and submarines were a part of that war alongside destroyers, cruisers, battle cruisers. You want to play the game the way it's intended. Play some other game. If you can't play the game the way it's intended, play some other game. This is such a 10 out of 10 argument, man. It's World War II. I love when people pick and choose like what belongs in World War II and what doesn't. Do submarines belong in World War II? Absolutely. Are the submarines we have in World of Warships submarines that look like they came from World War II? No. No, these are hypersonic missile launching, fucking destroyer outpacing, incredibly agile, stealthy spaceships that are immune to hydro radar and can tank depth charges and shells like they were a fucking battleship. What we have in the game are not not submarines. We have wargaming submarines. And wargaming submarines are very different from World War II submarines. And that's the same issue that we have with carriers. Do carriers belong in World War II? Oh, absolutely. They were an integral part of World War II battles. Is the carriers in World of Warships the carriers we had in World War II? Abso-fucking-lutely not. We have carriers that are immune to fires, that cannot detonate, can land and launch planes at the same time, that apparently can carry all this fuel and ammunition without any fucking downside, and apparently just bounce battleship shells across the map like it's no one's business. What we have in the game are not carriers or submarines. We have wargaming carriers and wargaming submarines. And that's the problem these people don't seem to fucking comprehend. People are not against historical accuracy. People are not against historical ships. People are against the implementation of these ships into the game being so fucking poor that it ruins the experience for everyone else. This is why this argument is so fucking bad. It's fundamentally fucking flawed. Like, when there's a storm in World of Warships, the only one who doesn't get affected by the blazing winds and lack of visibility is the carrier. The planes are immune to the worst winds. Like, the storm is so bad that battleship shells weighing fucking as much as a car is being thrown off course, fucking over your dispersion. But apparently a plane flies perfectly level without any debuffs whatsoever and is completely unaffected by this storm. Like, this, what we have in the game is not the historical version, and that's why people hate them. That's one of the main reasons. It's easier in this game for the pilot to take out the fucking hammer and nail and repair his own plane than it is for the crew on a fucking cruiser to go downstairs into the storage and bring out the new AA machine gun. Planes can heal themselves. AA doesn't repair itself. Like, what we have here is so far detached from the reality that it cannot be used as an argument. And that's what these idiots never understand. They never fucking understand. It's so fucking stupid. It's such a dumb argument. Yes, indeed. Indeed. Dude, this is so fucking negative. Dude. Dude. Are these different ways to interact? You just have to perform a simple maneuver. I love that that shit has already become a meme. Oh, boy. Let's see. Let's pause the music. Okay. Huh? Oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, let's see. We updated let's see. I think it's system? Let's see. Let's try system. We updated NVIDIA drivers. Ah, there we go. We got the audio again. I love how somehow updating NVIDIA drivers breaks the audio on my streaming PC or on my gaming PC. Makes a lot of sense.
They are stealthy, cautious, and extremely dangerous.
Yep.
You've probably already guessed that the topic of today's video is submarines. Find out how to play the new ship type and how to oppose them right now.
Okay, I'm interested in how to oppose them. I'm actually more interested in that.
Submarines can be in one of 3 different
I love that he's going 3/4 of a speed and it's already 24 knots.
states in battle. These subs have different capabilities in each state. You can switch between states with the C and F keys. In the their surface state, submarines can travel at their full speed, restore dive capacity, which is required to stay underwater, and capture key areas. In this state, submarines are at their most vulnerable and are easy to detect.
Easy to detect? What do you mean? The ship has a concealment of 5.9 and the lowest plane detection in the game. How are they easy to detect compared to anyone else? This is literally destroyer concealment, but the plane concealment is even lower. What do you mean? Easy to detect? No, they're fucking not. Are destroyers easy to detect? Not in my games.
Let's now dive to the periscope depth. Submarines are harder to detect in this state, and they keep their capability of moving at full speed.
2.1 conceal.
At this depth,
Yikes.
submarines can spot enemies from a similar distance to the spotting distance by aviation. Surveillance radar is useless against submarines at the periscope depth. However, there are other means to detect a submarine. The radio location skill, for example, will still show the direction toward a submarine.
Unless they
The
dive
last
deeper.
state is maximum
Then you
depth.
lose
Here,
RPF.
you can be spotted only by other submarines using submarine surveillance and surface ships when their hydroacoustic search is activated, but only within a 2-kilometer radius.
Imagine giving them proxy spotting radius.
At the maximum depth, submarines can see ships that have been detected at a distance between 8 and 10 kilometers on average. In this state, it's easier for submarines to retreat in case of danger or to attack targets that have been already spotted. It's
Shotgun.
important to note that submarines can't capture key areas when at the periscope or maximum depths. In addition, these states consume dive capacity. When this parameter reaches 0, the submarine begins to surface automatically.
Unless you press the magical button, which gives you extra dive capacity. It's interesting, isn't the... Wait, what was the concealment on? Actually, I'm curious about this. Let me see. Isn't the Shima torpedo... Was it the Shima torpedo that was... Let's see, torpedoes... Detection radius. Let's see. Detectability. Oh yeah, the Yamagiri torpedoes can be detected from 2.5 kilometers. Yamagiri torps can be detected from 2.5 kilometers, but a submarine can only be detected from 2 kilometers. Wait, where the fuck is that clip from? Wait, really? Go subs 1. Man, they really trying to shove this shit down our throat, aren't they? Go subs 1. Oh, shit. Oof.
Tiers 8 and 10, they additionally have alternative torpedoes. Acoustic torpedoes deal minor damage.
Minor.
Low chances.
Minor damage. Minor damage. This Rune just fucking lost. He went from 43k health.
Deal minor damage.
Minor damage to 18k, no DCP, and it's citadel damage, so he can't heal it. Minor damage, by the way. Man lost fucking over 60% of his health. Very minor damage, by the way.
Low chances of causing flooding. Their primary advantage is
that so minor, by the way.
To look on a target,
Fucking so minor, man. Holy shit, really minor damage.
Upon hitting an enemy ship with a sonar ping, a sector on the ship's hull will be marked for some time.
I'm sure that guy had minor amounts of fun in that match after he took some minor damage from the submarine. Like, holy shit, from full HP to fucking 18, and you can't even heal all of it because it's citadel damage. Good lord.
On this exact sector. Hitting the same part of the enemy hull with a sonar ping again will prolong the guidance timer and make the guidance more effective. If a subsequent sonar ping hits another part of the enemy ship, the guiding sector will move to the new spot. Several ships can be marked with a sonar ping simultaneously. However, torpedoes launched after a sonar ping has been emitted will home in on the last marked sector. This sector will be prioritized for launch torpedoes and will bear a
55
special
seconds.
symbol. Acoustic torpedoes
Ping, ping, ping,
remember
ping,
the
ping.
priority sector, even if another enemy
Minor
is marked
damage
with a
again.
sonar ping after the torpedoes have been launched. Torpedoes with acoustic guidance are effective against maneuverable and lightly armored targets, but you should also
So,
take into
your
account
counter?
that it's harder to hit such enemies with a sonar ping. Keep in mind that enemies can see when submarines emit sonar
Are they're okay with this? They're like, isn't this great gameplay? Yugamo tries to hunt down this guy. Trying to hunt down this guy.
Also take into account that it's harder to hit
And he just gets fucking dev struck. He was 14k to dead.
To hit such enemies with a sonar ping. Keep
Two
in mind
torps.
that enemies
Minor
can see
damage.
when submarines emit sonar pings.
Minor damage, by the way. Shotgunning isn't the thing, by the way. Here's an example of it in our video.
Aware of your presence when you use homing torpedoes. As for the alternative torpedoes, they are similar to those that can be found on
Jesus.
surface ships.
There's no problem.
These torpedoes can't be guided with sonar pings, and they deal higher damage than their acoustic counterparts.
So no longer minor damage.
Submarines can launch alternative torpedoes only when surfaced or at the periscope depth.
Shotgunning isn't intentional, by the way, just an accident.
All in-game submarines come equipped with a variant of damage control party that has a limited number of charges. To detect enemy ships, submarines have hydrophone and submarine surveillance. The former consumable shows the locations of surface ships and submarines at the periscope depth and on the water surface, and it also highlights the sea.
It's interesting that they're not willing to give like a destroyer a way to see out of their own smoke. But a submarine underwater, they give it literally a consumable to spot everything around.
The submarine surveillance consumable detects enemy submarines at the maximum and periscope depths. Enemies that have been detected by it will be visible to all allied ships.
So the only one who gets a radar that works against
Your
subs
submarines
is
have
subs.
enhanced rudder gears, which speeds up the process of shifting gears and switching states. German submarines can utilize reserve
Go subs is here again.
which temporarily disables expenditure of dive capacity as well as its replenishment in the surface state. When new ships appear in the game, it's important to both master.
I love the
them
only one who
and
can actually
understand
effectively
how to
spot
oppose
subs
them.
is
The
subs.
same applies to submarines.
What a great design.
If your ship is hit with a sonar ping, you can reset its effect by utilizing damage control party.
Just like
But don't
CV is the
rush
only
to
one
do
who has
so
AA
immediately
against
after
CV,
the first
right?
sonar ping hits. Wait until acoustic torpedoes come closer to you before activating the consumable. Note that acoustic torpedoes cease to home in on their target.
And now he pings you again and you die. That's it. And now he pings you again, like, I'll just DCP and dodge. Okay, and his torch reload in 40 seconds. Shit, he doesn't even need to launch all of them. He can launch 3, ping, then you DCP and there's another 3 on the way. Like, why are they pretending?
Still some distance away. At this point, they start moving along a straight line trajectory. That's why more nimble ships can evade torpedoes with just timely maneuvers and
The surface ships get no warning at all that they're spotted by the hydrophone. The sub can line up a shotgun without the ship even getting a spotted warning. Yeah, I know. It's really fucking stupid. You pop hydrophone, you see a ship who thinks he's completely undetected while he's actually spotted, then you surface and shotgun him, and he gets no warning, nothing to inform him. And then they pretend it's okay.
without using damage control party. Almost all ships in the game
Go
have
back
depth
6 seconds.
chart
What?
damage control with just timely maneuvers and without using
Timely
damage
maneuvers.
control party.
Timely
Almost
maneuvers,
all
not
ships in
just
the game
simple
have
ones, but
depth
also timely
charges.
ones.
Destroyers and some cruisers attack
The hydrophone
enemy
doesn't have a
submarines
detective warning?
by
Of course not.
utilizing onboard depth
It's
charges.
interesting that every other class, like the subs, even have a perk they can pick that if they surface, they'll be spotted, so it warns them. So they get a perk that informs them of potential future spotting, but at the same time they have a consumable that spots enemy ships without letting the ship know that it's being spotted. Like, the design around this class is such fucking potato hand-holding, it's incredible.
To deploy this weaponry, ships need to travel above the probable submarine location, then press the appropriate key.
The appropriate key?
Most other ships are equipped with depth charge airstrike. It works the following way. When battleships and cruisers activate this armament, a targeting reticle for the airstrike...
Go subs!
You'll then need to choose the preferred release area and click the left mouse button. After a short while, a group of anti-submarine warfare aircraft will arrive and drop depth charges in this area. Aircraft carriers have a variant of depth charge airstrike that activates automatically when any submarines or signs of their presence are detected within its area of effect. These signs include the effects of using sonar pings and fuel spillages on the water's surface that are left in the wake of a damaged submarine. Moreover, submarines are most vulnerable to different types of ammunition when they are surfaced or at the periscope depth. Even a shell that falls close to a submarine can deal splash damage to her, but direct hits obviously inflict greater damage. Captain, submarines are ready to take their place on the same stage.
It just one and it drops 2 charges at most. Yeah.
Batten down the hatches and prepare to dive.
Yikes. Fucking yikes. I love that they're like, oh, just DCP it. Didn't I try that in my Ohio game? I think I tried that. I tried that in my... I did exactly what they tell. Wait until you see the torps and then DCP the ping. We tried that, didn't we? Where was it? I think it's here. I think it's here, yeah. Yeah, it's here. Look. We can. This is pretty good. I'm even running the mod that lets me gives me extra duration. So I see the torps, I'm pinged. I'm trying to mitigate the damage, so I DCP it, so I don't get like the bonus damage from double pings. So we pop our DCP. And we manage to blind fire. And actually drop and kill. This is really interactive gameplay, by the way. Just like shooting a white spot on a map. We managed to kill him, but we used our DCP. Now what is the follow-up for this? Oh, well, he's launched more torps. But it... some fun in trying to turn into them. Oh, flooding and broke my engine. That's pretty cool. Engine break. That's pretty. Oh, more torps. I can't slow down for the new torps because my engine is broken, so I just glide into them. His secondary started fire on me. Just DCP. I get a second flood from the torps I can't avoid, and now I have broken engine, double flood fire, and ping on me, and I got 1 minute left on my DCP. Just manage your damage con. Yeah, so like it's almost as if the damage con in this game is just a tiny bit overloaded right now, and adding submarines to the game to overload it even more might actually not be the best fucking choice. Mr. Morden, thank you for the 23 months. Pay to unlock more DCP, right? You're laughing in the videos, you were having fun. True. I needed to execute not just a simple, but also a timely maneuver to avoid that situation, I think.